Hey y'all, I haven't done an updated eyebrow routine in a while, probably since last year. And I'm using pretty much the same products, but I know a lot of people like to, actually see it. So I'm going to try to do this one a little more in depth than I did the last one. So I'm going to go through the products really quick that I use. So the first is the actual, brow darkening product. It is MAC's Fluidline in the shade Dipdown. This is what it looks like. If you go back to my previous eyebrow tutorial, you'll see that I use this product. This is the exact same jar. Like, I'm still in that same jar, and this is 0.1 ounces or 0.1 ounce, whatever, however you want to say that. But it really does go a long way because I only use a little bit. My eyebrow, I don't have any product on my face at all. My brows are just naturally thick, so I don't have to draw my whole eyebrow on. I just fill them in from what I have. So going to the next one, this is the MAC Studio Finish Concealer in NC45. I was using the Ruby Kisses 3D concealer or something like that that I got from the beauty supply store, but I noticed that this was a much darker and thicker consistency. So I don't know, I just like the way that it went on better. So I guess you get what you paid for, because the Ruby Kisses was only like $5 or something like that. I really don't remember. I got it from my local beauty supply. And then the next is just an eyeshadow primer. This is from Mary Kay. It is the eye primer. Looks like this. It just comes out white, but it blends, if I can get it to come out, but it blends. Oh, well, hello. Jumped out on my finger. It looks like this, but it blends in white, or excuse me, clear, as you will see. I don't always use this, but if I'm going for a face that's going to last me all day, or I know I'm going to be in the heat, I like to always put this on my eyebrows, just, to make sure that my brows stay on all day. And then this is just my eyeshadow primer. It has nothing to do with my brows. This is in the shade Painterly. It's from MAC. It's the paint pot. This has nothing to do with my brows, but I do like to put this on first if I'm going to be doing the rest of my face, which 9 times out of 10, if I'm doing my brows, I'm doing a full face of makeup. So jumping right into it, I'm just going to put this all over my lid and all up into my brows. I don't really make it super neat because I'm going to be putting makeup on top of that anyway. And I'm only going to do one brow, and then I'm going to speed through it so you can see the final product. Okay, so I put that all over my brow. Like I said, it does not have to be neat because makeup's going to go on top of it anyway. So the brushes that I'm using, you're going to need an angled eyeliner brush. It just looks like this, and a spoolie. The brush that I'm using, it just happens to be dual-ended. It is from Elle. I got it from Kohl's a few years ago, so I honestly don't know if they still have it, but there's plenty of brands that have double or dual-ended brushes. And then just a flat definer brush. This is the MAC 212 brush. I use the flat definer brush for the concealer and the angled brush for the actual brow product. What is that on my forehead? Okay, so I'm just going to put this on top of my brows. Like I said, is the eye primer. If I'm not using the Mary Kay eye primer, I will use Too Faced Shadow Insurance, and I'm hoping the fan in the background isn't too loud. It's kind of warm. So I'm going to use my spoolie to just brush all the hairs in the same direction. I'm going to get as close as I can. And I'm going to do just a little bit, just a dab. I'm going to show you the end of my brush. You really can't even see that it's on there. So it's not just like a whole lot of product. So I'm going to start in the middle. Let me fix my mirror here. I'm going to start in the middle and just fill in that sparse area, going to the top and doing the same. Now this brow, and I like for my brows to be as close to twins as possible. I believe I said that in the last video, but this one doesn't have as high of an arch as this one, so I'm going to add just a little bit more to the top of this one to try to create that arch and even it out with my other brow. Okay, going into the bottom, and then I'm just going to connect it to extend the tail. So I do the bottom of the tail first, and then I go into the top and just connect. Okay, so I'm just going to add a little bit more on top of that. I want it to look as natural as possible, so I don't want this part of my brow to be super light and then the rest of my brow to be super dark. And this part doesn't really have to be neat, because anything that you mess up, you're going to be able to clean it up with concealer anyway. Okay, so I'm going to go in the front and do just a little bit, not going back into the pot, but just leftover product and just fill in a little bit. I think a lot of people mess up theirs. They start, like, they fill in the front of their brow, and you don't really need to. If you're wanting a more natural brow, you need to put the least amount of product possible on the front of your brow, just because it's not going to look natural. Just my personal opinion, but who am I? Anyways, moving on to the other brow. So like I said, this one has more of an arch, so I'm pretty much just going to be filling in the sparser area. I'm not going to be making a shape how I did on this one. You want to be really light-handed when you're applying the product as well as when you're dipping into the product. Okay, so then just how I did on the other one, just going in with the leftover product and just filling in ever so lightly in the front. Okay, so then after that, I'm going to leave my dip down out just because sometimes I'll erase too much with the concealer and I have to go back in, so we're just going to put that to the side. So I'm just going to go in with the concealer, and I'm going to start at the front and then just go in line with my brow. Okay. Go into the tail. And then I'm just going to blend it downwards. Down and back. Okay, going to the top of the tail, I'm just gonna sculpt that out. Okay. So now I'm going to jump into the other one, and I wasn't going to show you guys both, but I'm sure it can be pretty helpful just to see both. So I'm doing the exact same process and blend. I'm hoping I'm not going out of frame. Okay. Now, you want to make sure that you blend in your concealer. And I'm going to be putting makeup on after this to finish the rest of my face, but please make sure you blend your concealer. That is very important. Probably the most important step of the entire shebang. Okay? Blend, 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 especially the top. You don't want a highlighted effect, so just make sure that you blend that all the way out. Okay. So then I want this to come out just a little bit more, so I'm just going to add just a little bit, and then just clean it up. Okay? So then after I fill in, I just like to stare at them for a while, just to make sure that they're as even as possible. And I would suggest exfoliating, like making sure that you like exfoliate your brow area. I don't know if you guys can see it, but right here I have a little bit of a dry patch right there, so it looks kind of awkward. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I will put a picture of my finished face in this video in case you don't want to watch the tutorial. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. Give these products a try. I'm sure you'll love them just as much as I do. See you guys in the next video. Bye.